Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be looking at a 100% completely brand new action figure set, the 15th Doctor and Ruby Sunday, based on their outfits from the 2023 Christmas special, The Church on Ruby Road. These two figures are the first in a brand new generation for Doctor Who action figures, and they are the first to be launched in Character Options' brand new Vortex range. More on that shortly. But if we look at the packaging, these two figures are in their own individual boxes, but shipped together with a sleeve over the two, featuring both the diamond and horizontal Doctor Who logos. But removing the sleeve, you can see that these boxes are extremely reminiscent of the Star Wars The Black Series range, and looking at the actual boxes, each figure follows the white and purple layout, with the logo in the top corner, a couple of diamonds stating the scale and that they are part of the Vortex Collection, and along the bottom you can see a colorised image of the TARDIS and the name of each figure also. On one side of the box there is the horizontal logo, whereas the other side has an indentation with the diamond logo on it, similar to the Fugitive box. And taking a look at the back of the packaging, you can see an image of both the 15th Doctor and Ruby Sunday on their respective boxes, along with a short biography for both. Another thing to note is that for the first time since 2010 or 2011, the holographic sticker has made a return, just to show us that this figure is authentic and genuine. And here they are out of the packaging. As I've mentioned a couple of times, both of these figures are part of Character's brand new Vortex collection, but what exactly is it? Going back to the packaging, there is a diamond that says, "These are a new range of Generation 3 figures, which feature a higher specification deco applied over a base colour plastics for extra detail. Features include internal pivots on the neck, ball jointed shoulders, and internal pins on the arms and legs." And yeah, I'd say these figures are genuinely incredible. I'm going to go on record early doors and say that these are the best two Doctor Who figures that Character Options have ever produced. And starting with the 15th Doctor himself, played by Ncuti Gatwa, he looks incredible. From the head sculpt to the overall costume detailing, I was blown away when I took him out of the box. The likeness to Ncuti Gatwa is perfect, it looks exactly like he does in the show, and like we've had recently with a couple of figures, the actual skin tone is moulded in the colour, so none of the detailing is lost when the paint apps are applied. There are a couple of minor markings under his ear, which is frustrating, but I'm kind of just hoping that it's just on this one and not on everyone's. The hands have also been moulded in the same skin tone plastic, with the right to hold his sonic screwdriver and the left to hold out towards the camera or hold his psychic paper. You can also see that his rings have been painted on too. But moving on to the costume, this is based on his appearance from the church on Ruby Road, with his long brown leather trench coat, and as you can clearly see, the detailing on the trimmings, the creases, the belt, the buckles, the buttons, the buttonholes, the pockets, the lining are all sculpted so sharply. And it's not even just that, the overall coat itself has a fantastic darker wash over the top, just to give it a proper leather look. Even the small details down to the buckle have been painted silver as well. But looking closely at his zip-up sweater, you can see that it has been moulded in a darker orange plastic, with the lighter orange and blue stripes painted on to represent how it did in the story. He also has his silver zip painted on too. And for those who might be wondering, the sculpt of the jumper continues all the way around without any peg holes ruining the sculpt, so that could be a hint maybe that Character have thought about doing a jacketless variant in the future. I'd certainly love to have one of them, especially to represent how he looks for the majority of Space Babies. But taking a look under the t-shirt or sweater, you can see Ncuti Gatwa's shredded torso, as well as his two necklaces that have been painted silver. Moving on to the trousers, they have been moulded in a brighter blue plastic, and like the rest of the figure, it has the details of the creases, the linings, as well as the buckle around his waist section. And at the bottom of the figure, you can see his Grenson Sneakers 51s. They are a perfect representation of how they look in the show, with all of the different colours, the detailings and the brown soles. I would love to own a pair of these in real life. And that's it for the detail of the 15th Doctor. As you can see, he looks incredible. The overall build of the figure feels like a premium product. Unlike anything we've had before in the line, I am so happy with him. Like, genuinely, I think this could be the best figure in the line. And if we take a look at the articulation, now you'd be right in thinking that the overall build of the figure is different. and this is the same for Ruby when I get round to reviewing her, but this figure is pinless. Like other lines like Marvel Legends, like Star Wars The Black Series, the articulation points are well hidden, so we'll just see what there is on this figure. So the head sculpt is on a ball joint and it can swivel a full 360 degrees, look down and look up. The arms can swivel 360 degrees and go out on a ball joint. There's no bicep articulation, however at the elbow there is a full 360 degree spin and a 90 degrees bend forwards. Both hands can swivel a full 360 degrees. And looking at the waist articulation, for the first time ever, the entire piece is on a ball joint, so he can bend down, bend back, and it can also swivel a full 360 degrees too. The legs can kick forward, but can't kick to the side. There is a full 360 degrees at the thigh, a 90 degrees at the knee, and there is also a bit of a swivel there as well. And that's not it. The ankles are also on a ball joint too, so they can swivel 360 and they can sort of bend forwards and backwards as well on the hinge. So yeah, the articulation for this figure is incredible. There's a lot more to it than what we're used to. It makes the figure feel premium. And that's not it. The 15th Doctor comes with a range of accessories as well. The first being his trusty sonic screwdriver that he uses throughout Season 1. And the paint apps are phenomenal. For such a small scale, you can see the blue, the silver and the gold all painted in perfectly, and that does fit into his right hand quite nicely. The second accessory he comes with is the landmine from Boom. The way they have done this, it's just a black PVC piece with a sticker on top and the light around the edge just painted on quite nicely. And finally, the psychic paper. Obviously, this has been a constant prop used by every Doctor since 2005, and we finally got one in this scale. It's a simple thing really. It's moulded in a rubbery black PVC piece with the white card just painted on, but he can hold it quite nicely in his left hand, and that's it for the 15th Doctor. He is a superb figure. I don't think I can stress how wonderful it is. But it would also be quite nice to see if they do any of the previous Doctors in this Gen 3 line. But moving on to Ruby Sunday, she is based on her appearance in the church on Ruby Road, as well as the following story, Space Babies. She is another excellent figure. The head sculpt is spot on. It has a great likeness to Millie Gibson. However, I do think that she needs a bit more makeup around the eyes, but it's not the end of the world. Her hair is a separate piece which has been moulded in a yellowy plastic, and you can see that by adding lighter paint apps it has made her hair look blonder and how it looks in the show. As with the Doctor, Ruby's hands have also been moulded in the fleshy skin tone with her black nail polish and rings painted on quite nicely. The only thing is that Ruby's finger on her right hand seems to be ridiculously long, almost ET-esque. I don't know, I think it's just a little bit too long, but it does look a bit daft. Looking closely at the outfit, you can see she has her big black leather jacket on with the fur painted on quite nicely. And when you look at that, you can actually see that it's done in a cream colour as a base, and then it's got like a white dry brushed over the top just to bring out the detail. You can see through the sculpt that it's got plenty of creases, the detailing of the belt, and the buckles painted on in silver, and her zip painted in gold as well. Ruby's red jumper is also sculpted beautifully too, and you can see by all the lines and detailing. And just like the Doctor, she also has silver necklaces on that have been applied quite crisply without any paint bleeds. But if we take a look at Ruby's skirt, and for those people who know nothing about fashion, just imagine a mashup between a skirt and a pair of shorts. That's essentially what a skirt is. As you can see, the plaid or tartan pattern has been painted on quite sharply without any paint bleed, and it continues all the way around the back without any sudden stoppage. Ruby's legs have also been moulded in a grey brown colour to represent her tights, and you can see that her mid-length boots have been sculpted brilliantly with the details of the laces and the silver buckles or buttons painted on quite nicely too. And like the Doctor, Ruby also has the updated Generation 3 articulation, so the head again is on a ball joint, can swivel 360 degrees and can look forward and backwards. The arms can swivel a full 360 degrees and move out on a ball joint. I also think there's a butterfly joint under here as well, so you can get a bit more range of arm movement. Like the 15th Doctor, the elbow can bend to 90 degrees and also swivel 360 degrees. There is some wrist swivel, but that is hindered by the jacket. Again, like the 15th Doctor, the waist is on a ball joint. The legs can kind of kick forward, but it's hindered by her skirt. There is some thigh articulation as well. And like the 15th Doctor, the pinless joints are on the knee, so it can bend forward, and there's also a swivel up there as well. And finally, the boots are just a separate plug-in piece with some articulation as well. Ruby also does come with some accessories, the first being her iPhone that she uses throughout the series when she's either trying to call her mum Carla or take down key political figures in 73 yards. The phone has just been sculpted in a red plastic with the camera and screen painted on in a matte black, and she can hold her phone in either of her hands as well. Another accessory that Ruby comes with is her bag. This is just moulded in a red plastic with the buckle painted on gold and detailing in a brownie colour for the other pockets as well. Overall, I think that this figure is super. A few minor issues, but nothing that takes my love for this figure away at all. It's certainly the best companion figure we've had. And that's it for both figures. Like I said at the start, I think that these are the best Doctor Who action figures of all time. Not only do they look fantastic together, but they look great amongst other figures from the line. And now we've got these figures, we can put the Doctor and Ruby alongside Daleks and Cybermen. But I think most people probably want to see these two alongside my Sutek custom, and I'm so glad I did that custom now because these two look excellent alongside him. But what does this mean for the future of the line if it's a new generation? Obviously we did see the Wrath Warrior at London Toy Fair earlier in the year, but we've only got these two at the moment. It might seem a bit frustrating, but I think if you want more unique action figures like this, then the only thing to do is to support the line at every level, whether it's B&M, online exclusives, the Vortex range, whatever this turns into. But I think that's the only way we'll get figures of this quality. Of course, we've got the standard retail editions coming in the next couple of weeks, so that's the Doctor from Space Babies and Ruby from Dot and Bubble. But they look just as good, and I'll definitely be reviewing them when they turn up. Thank you so much for watching. If you have got these figures, let me know what you think of them in the comments below. Feel free to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram for more Doctor Who content. And I shall see you very soon for some more Doctor Who action figure reviews. But until then, bye for now.